Hello, it's Burgess Taylor, and I thought I'd talk to you a little bit today about what's going on and update you on a few things. Now, for those of you who follow my channel, then you know that I'm participating in Camp NaNoWriMo and One Book July. I art journal with a group called the Foboniti Journaler. I'm writing a book, and I'm trying to get my life and my manuscript, my writing, my art journaling, my writing room, get all of it organized. Thus, the participation in One Book July. For those of you who don't know about it, it is for planner journal nerds. It's so that you can simplify. In the month of July, you use one book, one pen for 1 month. Now, this has been quite difficult for me, the one book thing. Not really the one pen thing so much as the one book thing. I'm a journal nerd, a notebook nerd, a book nerd. Yeah, I'm pretty much just a nerd. I tried to keep it all in one book. I've tried. But I have realized that what I need for me is not necessarily one book. I don't like planning, calendar stuff, doing that kind of thing in the same book that I art journal in. I really don't. My Filofax is not being used right now, but it needs to be used, and it needs to be used to the best of its ability. I have recently found out over the last few weeks that Inkwell Press has A5 inserts, and they will come out in September. So I will be ordering those in September. They're not that expensive. From what I've gathered, the actual Inkwell Press planner is a little bit more, but in September I'm actually going to get the inserts and use those in my Filofax instead of the Filofax insert stuff, or like you do-it-yourself fish or any of that stuff. I like the way that the Inkwell Press planner pages look. I like how they are set up. I like a horizontal spread better than a vertical spread, so I'm going to do that. Now, I've also figured out that I like the way that you can set up traveler's notebooks. I have more than one. I have a Butte bunker that's usually for just my personal stuff. Like I keep inserts in it for doodling. I keep inserts in it for lists. I keep inserts in it for writing down ideas from whatever, like my novel, or for house stuff or anything like that. And then I have a small passport size wallet that's a jellyfish that I have a little calendar in, and if when I'm on the go and I get something like I get a doctor's appointment or anything like that, I'll write it down in there. I also keep the little notebook in there for my grocery list, because I have that. It's my wallet. I keep it with me. I'll usually make out a list and I'll either stick it in there or I'll actually make it in that little. Now, another thing that I have realized is that my writer's Bible needs to be set up just a little bit better. I've realized that while writing this novel for Camp NaNoWriMo, that I tend to start like something in a certain notebook and then I end up writing in a different notebook if that one's not like right there with me. One Book July's kind of help with that, but I didn't pick an insert that was thick enough to house every single thing. I'm not sure that several inserts inside of a traveler's notebook counts as one book. It's one book technically, because it is my traveler's notebook, but it is not one book technically because I have multiple. I should have set all of this up in June for One Book July a lot better. Next year when I participate in One Book July, I will do a lot better, because I will know more of what to do, more of how to set things up, and I'll have a better idea of what hasn't worked for me, so that as things progress I can figure out what will work for me. Camp NaNoWriMo's update. I am at 19,107 words. I closed Friday night like around midnight with that. I did really well with the writing yesterday, and I will be writing today. I'm also going to be packing for vacation and getting all the laundry done and getting things organized and getting the house cleaned. My husband's going to finish cutting the grass, and we have a number of things that we need to do, clean out the cooler and stuff like that, so that we can leave Tuesday morning. We have put off doing our flooring because my husband's friend, that was one of the friends that was going to help us with the flooring, he is going to be in New Hampshire. He's also a truck driver, and he won't be here. So we need more help than what we'd have if we did it without him. So thank goodness for friends. So I guess we will be putting that off for a few days. I am going by the mall maybe Monday, and having my glasses cleaned and adjusted. My face is really small, so if you can see this, they are, the moment I move my head, they slide, which is why I'm always adjusting them. I've already had them adjusted like 3 times. This time I'm going to let them know, whatever you're doing, it's not enough, because they keep. Another thing, let's see other updates. This is my white chocolate mocha, like I get at Starbucks, only I made it at home. I have about this much left, so it's time to make another cup. This is my first cup for the morning. It is first thing in the morning. I've already taken my son to work, and it's time for me to get some more coffee and start writing. But I wanted to get a quick update out of the way. Reading's going well. Research for my novel's going well. I am right around the 1/4 mark for my novel. I have, like I said, I am almost at 20,000 words. When I'm finished with the 20,000 words, I'm going to continue writing. I will be able to write while I'm on vacation, but it will be strictly for pleasure, because I will have already won Camp NaNoWriMo. Oh, another thing, speaking of One Book July and planning and organizing and things like that, I think I have done a lot of research on planners and inserts and things like that, and I think I am going to order Inkwell Presses inserts, A5 inserts, for my Filofax. Try this one more time. I'm going to order Inkwell Presses A5 sized inserts for my Filofax for next year, or the end of this year or next year. I know it's all of next year, but I'm not sure if they'll include like maybe December or any of the months for this year. So I'm excited about that, because I like how their planner system is laid out. I like the way that their pages looked. I like a horizontal spread. I'm not really big on the vertical. And I like vertical for bullet journaling. I'm not real big on vertical for actual planning. Let's see what else. I have figured out how I want to set up my art journal traveler's notebook, my jellyfish that's going to be in sometime hopefully soon. And I have realized that I need to redo some of the stuff in my writer's Bible after taking out an insert or so to accommodate for One Book July's insert. And while participating in Camp NaNoWriMo, I have realized I need to set things up a little bit better. So I will be going to Staples and getting a few of the moleskin type inserts. Luckily, when I buy those, or I'll be going back to Michael's and getting some of the Fabriano ones. Luckily, you don't really have to cut those down, because my jellyfish writer's Bible is an A5 size, so I don't have to cut anything down. My Buteo bunker that I use for personal stuff, I'm not using right now since it is One Book July. I've realized I'm going to order next month maybe. I will be ordering a few of the inexpensive inserts. I'm not real fancy with that. Most of it's, or I will just go to Staples and buy a few and have them cut down. I have the ample overhang one, so some of them actually fit without having to be cut down, and then some of them don't. It's a little bit smaller than the A5, but it's bigger than the regular traveler's notebook, the Midori style. It's bigger than that. So I do want, though, one of the calendar inserts, just the year at a glance, or maybe the month. I'm not sure. Month at a glance, one of those to go in there for my personal one. I have a small little calendar one that's in my passport size that I use as a wallet. And when I go to doctor's offices and stuff like that, I'll write my appointment in there. And then when I get home, I'll transfer it. If they give me a card, I'll stick the card in there. And then when I get home, I'll put the card in my actual planner portion. But, you know, the system wasn't working that I had. I had multiple journals, multiple notebooks. Nothing was really working. I wasn't really using my Filofax. And I've realized with so much going on this month with Camp NaNoWriMo and planning for vacation and planning my grandson's birthday party, trying to get all of this stuff done, working on the novel and working on One Book July and trying to art journal, trying to keep up with and trying to get at least the start of how to like organize my writing room and pay off some bills and get some things done like that. I've realized that especially what I have had and what I'm doing was not working. It wasn't working. I need to be more organized for my writing. I need to be more organized for my reading. I need to keep a reading list and a little review. I start writing. Like I said, my word count's at 19,107. I am doing really well. I'm going to continue writing even when I hit the 20,000 mark. And I was talking with another YouTuber about blank journals. And I realized, because lately there have been quite a few videos about blank journals, I don't have very many blank journals. I think I actually have like 2 blank journals. And I use a lot of journals because when I write, like I have a journal for each one of my novels. I handwrite the journal into the novel, and then later I go back and label it, and I'll add like little entries in a rough draft version. But I do have it. I'm old school, and sometimes handwriting makes it a whole lot easier to be inspired for my muse to work. And I do need quite a few more blank journals. There aren't very many places where I live that sell really nice journals unless I get them from like Staples, or I get them. Michael's has 1 or 2, not really very many. The bookstore here doesn't really have very many. I'd have to order them online or drive out of town at least an hour and a half away to get them. A lot of the paper in the drugstore type journals, they bleed really bad. I have quite a few of them actually, but yeah. So I guess I need to start perusing places where I can get blank journals. I think I might actually get one while I'm on vacation, get 1 or 2 that I find. So that's it. I'm going over. I hope you guys have a great one. I'll see you soon. Lots of updates. Bye.